Hey craft cocktail fans, today on the show we have something just a little bit spooky because it is that time of year, but there's no trick or treats in this drink. It's called a corpse reviver. But before we do that, make sure you hit that subscribe and like button and we'll be right back. Hey, welcome back. If you're new to the show, I'm Bourbon Bill with Bourbon Bill's Pirate Bar. If this is your first time here, welcome. If you're coming back to see another episode, we really appreciate it. And did you hit that subscribe button while we were away? But today, let's talk about the Corpse Reviver. This is one of those spooky times of years, and there's no trick or treats here. It's a classic gin drink from the 1930s. It first appeared in the Savoy cocktail book. So this is genuinely a classic recipe. And it's like a gin sour, but it has a little more citrus and it has a licorice finish. And we'll get right to it. Now, this is a shaken drink. This is not what they call a build drink where you just do it in the glass. This one requires a little bit of ice and a little bit of shaking, and that helps give it just a slight effervescence and a nice finish. And if you're using cheaper ingredients, sometimes shaking it and blending it a little better kind of hides the fact that you're using cheap booze. But be what it may, this is still a fantastic drink. Now we're going to just take a little bit of ice and throw in our shaker just to chill things down. And the recipe is pretty straightforward. It's 1, 1, 1, 1 and a half. Okay? So what in the world are you talking about, Wheeler? What I'm talking about is we're going to start off with 1 ounce of gin. Today we're using Tanqueray. Throw that in the cup. 1 ounce of dry vermouth. Now, the original recipe called for Lily Blanc, which actually is in the same cocktail recipe as a Vesper Martini. So check out our video on how to make the perfect 007 Vesper Martini. But I digress. 1 ounce of dry vermouth. Throw that in the mix. Now the original recipe called for Cointreau, but I'm going to just change it up just ever so slightly, and we're going to use triple sec. But any orange flavored liqueur, even orange curacao would work great with this. You want that citrus notes in the drink. And we're going to take the 1 ounce of lemon juice. Now, you could use the bottled stuff, but lemons are always available in the supermarket. So make sure that you use fresh stuff, because when you use the fresh stuff, you get, it's like Pop John's, better ingredients makes better stuff. It's the same thing here. So we're going to use 1 ounce of fresh squeezed lemon juice, and that's about a medium-sized lemon. Take that, peel that off, and get the other half in there. And that's just about 1 ounce. Okay? It's really not that much trouble. All right. Now, last but not least, we're going to use an ingredient that really has had a lot of bad press for over 100 years, and it's called absinthe. And you say, well, what is absinthe? I've heard really terrible things about it. Well, I can tell you it's more myth than anything. For almost a century, it was associated with people having hallucinations or dancing with the fairies, and it was actually linked to, in people's mind, to violent crime in the 1840s. So what I suggest is just try a little bit of on your own. It's made with wormwood, anise, and other botanicals, and fennel, and it mixes great green liqueur. So a little bit goes just a long way. So there's nothing to fear here. They've scientifically proved that it's not harmful in moderation, just like anything else. And it calls for 1/2 teaspoon And we'll put that right in the mix. And that's it. So we're going to just take our handy dandy Mixology and Craft box and shaker set and give that a good shake. You kind of get an idea when you can almost hear those ice cubes just about to go away, and you feel the condensation on the side of the mixer, and you know it's just about ready at that point. All right, so we're going to take a black martini glass, because this is a corpse reviver, make it a little more seasonal, and we're going to give that a good strain. Look at that. Fills that glass up nicely, and this is a big martini glass, not like one you would find in the 1930s, which would actually be much smaller. Go to some of these restaurants, and they serve you these things that look like fish bowls. I can smell that licorice coming out of the absinthe already. And last but not least, we want to garnish that with a lemon wedge. And it wouldn't be a corpse reviver if we didn't introduce the corpse. So we're going to let him take his little hot tub experience here, and there you go, the corpse reviver. Now, give it a try. It's not just for Halloween. It's just, if you're looking for something different, give this one a chance. I mean, it sounds a little strange, but I think you'll find you might actually like it. It's just something different. Now, that's it for today. I'm Bourbon Bill with Bourbon Bill's Pirate Bar. If you see any recipes, or you have questions about recipes, and you want to see something on the show that I haven't covered so far, go ahead and put those down in the comments. And again, don't forget to hit that subscribe and like, and we'll see you soon. Cheers.